بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
All that is the heavens and all that is in the earth glorifies God, all proclaims His transcendence. The Lamb of Lillahi is extra, ma is used instead of min in order to indicate the predominance of non-rational beings, the King, the Holy, the one who transcends what does not befit Him, the Mighty, the Wise, in His kingdom and in His actions. It is He who sent to the unlettered folk among the Arabs. Ummi means one who cannot write or read a book, a messenger from among them, namely, Muhammad, to recite to them his signs, the Quran, and to purify them, to cleanse them from idolatry, and to teach them the book, the Quran, and wisdom, in the rulings that it contains, though indeed, in has been softened from the hardened form, with its subject having been omitted, that is to say, understand it as, wa'inahum. Before that, before His coming, they had been in manifest error.
وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين.
And, to others, Wa'akarina is a supplement to Elamiyina, the unlettered, that is to say, those who are alive, from among them, and, to those of them who will come after them, who have not yet joined them, with regard to precedence and merit, and He is the Mighty, the Wise, in His kingdom and in His actions. Those, mentioned as coming afterwards, are the successors, al-Tabi'una, and it suffices to mention these successors, in order to illustrate the greater merit of the companions, among whom the Prophet was sent, over all those others, of humans and jinn, to whom he was, also, sent and who, believed and, will believe in him up until the day of resurrection, for every generation is better than the succeeding one. 666 That is the bounty of God, which He gives to whom He will, such as, the Prophet and those mentioned with him, and God is, dispenser, of tremendous bounty.
قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونه أبدا بما قدمت أيديهم والله عليم بالظالمين.
Say, O you of Jewry, if you claim that you are the favored friends of God, to the exclusion of other people, then long for death, if you are truthful. In kuntum sadakina is semantically connected to tamanu, long for. As for the two conditions, the first is dependent on the second, that is to say, if you are truthful in your claim that you are the favored friends of God, and given that, such a friend would prefer the hereafter to this world, and that it, the hereafter, begins at death, then long for it. But they will never long for it, because of what their hands have sent ahead, in the way of their disbelief of the Prophet, which itself is a necessary consequence of their denial, and God is knower of the evildoers, the disbelievers.
قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Say, assuredly the death from which you flee, Fainahu, the thought is extra, will indeed encounter you, then you will be returned to the knower of the unseen and the visible, the knower of what is kept secret and what is in the open, and he will inform you of what you used to do, whereat he will requite you for it. O you who believe, when the call for prayer is made on Friday, hasten, set off, to the remembrance of God, to the prayer, and leave aside all commerce, suspend all such contracts. That is better for you. Should you know that it is better for you, then do it.
فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين.
And when the prayer is finished, disperse in the land. This is an imperative denoting permissibility, and seek provision through God's bounty, and remember God, with remembrance, frequently, that perhaps you may be successful, that perhaps you may be the winners. On one occasion the Prophet was delivering the Friday sermon when a caravan arrived, and so, as was the custom, drums were beaten to announce its arrival, whereat the people began to leave the mosque, to go to it, all except for 12 men. The following verse was then revealed, but when they sight some opportunity for business or a diversion, they scatter off towards it, that is, towards the business, since it is what they seek more than diversion, and leave you, during the sermon, standing. Say, that which is with God, in the way of reward, is better, for those who believe, than diversion and commerce. And God is the best of providers. They say that every person provides for yarzaku, his dependents, by which they mean that such a person does so, by means of the provision given by God, min rizqillahi, exalted be He. Medanese, consisting of 11 verses.